Here's a story. Little sparrow flies up to God. Hey God, how long's eternity for? You know how some people go to heaven, some people go to hell. How long is that for? And God says, oh, little sparrow, it's so long you'd never understand it. But the sparrow was persistent and wanted to know. I must know. How long do they go for? God says, well, I'm God. I have the power to keep you alive, little sparrow. I'll keep you alive. Pick up 1 grain of sand from the beach in your beak and fly at sparrow speed to Mars and drop off that grain of sand and fly back to me. How long will that take? Sparrow did that, drops off the grain of sand, comes back to God. God goes, little sparrow, I want you to do every grain of sand on the beach, one at a time, until the beach is completely empty, till there's not a grain of sand on the beach. One at a time, to Mars and back at sparrow speed. I'm in sweats as this guy's telling me the story. That's how long I'm going to hell for. Far out. But the guy kept going. The sparrow comes back to God. And God says, little sparrow, I want you to do every grain of sand on the planet, the Sahara Desert, the Australian deserts, every beach on the planet. He says, I'm going to pull up the sand from the depths of the ocean, and I want you to do 1 grain of sand at a time to Mars and back, and come back to me. And the sparrow finally empties the whole planet of every grain of sand and comes back to God and goes, well, God, eternity is so long. God goes, little sparrow, how many were there? He goes, you want me to count them? He goes, go back to Mars and bring them back. 1 at a time. And then take them back again and count them. And eventually, the sparrow comes back to God and goes, oh, God, eternity is so long. God goes, little sparrow, that's not even 1 day in eternity. And where you go is where you stay, and there's no way out. So make sure you got it right. Choose Jesus.